This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out of It. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
You know the drill. You know what to do. Go to your web zones. Go to all your podcast locations. Go wherever you find podcasts, where you found us. Wow, that was not even a word. Wherever you found us, we don't edit our podcast.
Wherever
at all.
you listen,
this is
consume
off-rip.
content.
This is off-rip. Consume content. Go like, comment, subscribe. If you like us enough, maybe share us with a friend. It really helps out the podcast. You know what? In any regard, we appreciate all you listening. We appreciate all you do for us, all the suggestions. We do one every 5 episodes if you're new. Mm-hmm. So get those suggestions in on any social media platform. And just, we love doing this for you guys. And we love recording and we love watching these kind of movies. So we want to continue to do that. So the way we continue to do that is from support from our listeners. So thank you so much. Anyway, I don't think there's any housekeeping to do.
No.
There's nothing really going on at the moment. So, you know what? Let's just get into it.
Sakura Killers.
I didn't know what to expect because I knew it was going to be better than the last movie we watched. Because how could it not? That is a extremely low bar. Because, I mean, for those of you who don't know, and if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. The Quaded Zone, Tales from the Quaded Zone,
was horrible.
Was directed by the worst director that I've ever seen. Thank God he only made 2 movies.
For now.
We won't get into it.
You can watch the episode.
Sakura Killers is definitely a breath of fresh air, though. Let me tell you. Like, holy shit. It looks like a movie. It plays like a movie. It's entertaining. We'll get into more praise later, but, you know, it's even just off rip, right from the very beginning, you're like, this looks like a movie. This is a movie.
It seeks to entertain you.
Like a movie should.
Instead of putting you in a coma.
Movie should either be art or entertainment. That's like the two qualifications.
The best, of course, is a movie to do both. Not everyone could do both.
I don't know if I would. Well, maybe I'd call this a little bit art, but like kind of.
This is my kind of art.
Yeah, it's my kind of art. Very much a martial arts movie. So if you're into that kind of stuff,
Ninjas.
Honestly, after watching it, I would highly recommend it, to be honest. So if you haven't watched it and you want to go watch a pretty decent martial arts film, go and watch Sakura Killers. It's on YouTube.
Please.
We watched a pretty good rip from Tacky Theater.
Yeah, Tacky.
Doesn't have very many views, but it does have like the full movie, and it's actually a pretty good quality.
Well, plus,
so
if you care, I know this movie's on Tubi.
Yeah.
But we watched it on YouTube just because.
Well, we don't want commercials, and we have premium, so
avoid the commercials.
We don't want commercials.
But if you care,
I mean, if you don't care, just watch it. I mean, it's just a fun, like one of those time. Saturday martial arts marathon movies. If you're into that kind of stuff, like it's just something to put on and enjoy.
Hey, do you like all sorts of ninja shenanigans?
Because, I mean, it's a ninja movie, so the plot is very, very simple.
MacGuffin.
Because we don't even really get... Is there any, there's not really an opening credit sequence, really. I mean, it's
it lasts, all of 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's, very short.
It's not even music.
No.
It's just, a name and, the producer, writer, and director.
Yeah.
That's it. And a title, obviously.
And then we get right into it. So basically what happens is there is this compound where a guy is sitting down to type on a little tiny typewriter. And it's
it's totally filmed in America.
I guess it's supposed to be scientists.
Yes.
They're supposed to be in Los Angeles.
You find that out later.
It's definitely not Los Angeles. And so they start getting ambushed by ninjas. So the ninjas dispatch all their guards. They do some crazy ninja shit, crawling off the wall. They throw this bouncy, it's a springboard.
It looks like a graduation cap, but
Well,
it's
and
a
then
springboard.
but it acts like a fucking Mario, like fucking like you throw it out and
so
it
you can
launches
jump
you.
like 5 stories, and then there's a blue carpet one of them throws
To be
It's
quiet.
really long.
I hate that they. I will say my main critique is they show these like cool like gadgets and then they only use them once. But I also will say, off that, the praise is I've seen these are gadgets I've never seen in a ninja movie before.
It's true. It's all.
And,
It's all true.
we've seen quite a bit of ninja movies. Like I've watched my fair share
Uh-huh.
of ninja martial arts movies.
This is all new.
This
There's
is
a
all
lot of
new
new
because
stuff.
I've never seen them throw a carpet down to be more quiet.
But also, it pays off because not only does it help you be more quiet, but later on, when one of the guards is about
He
to
does a
shoot
rug
him,
pull, a literal rug pull.
he pulls it and apparently just permanently incapacitates him.
So basically, they go into where the guy's like typing, and they kill him. They strangle him, and then they steal a tape, and you don't know what's on the tape. Now, don't care about the tape.
Yes.
You don't know what it is until like the very end of the movie, so it does not matter. Who cares?
Who cares?
It does not matter. It's not even that cool. So like, just forget about the tape. And then
It's a MacGuffin.
yeah,
it's
it's
the
just
thing.
like it's just something to go after, right? Like like you said, like
Yeah.
a MacGuffin. It's
Because
just
the ninjas
it's something
steal
to
the tape,
progress the movie.
and then we get our geezer teaser.
Yeah. So what's his
Chuck
fucking
Connors.
name? Chuck Connors, really famous.
He had a
TV
Western TV show
yeah,
in the
he's like-
60s.
He's like a TV show,
And
TV
then-
star.
So what they do, so see what they do, Will.
He's like the Colonel.
They get him in this movie. They put his name on the poster, and they draw it's not even boomers. It's like, where the fuck came before boomers? They draw them in, see, to rent this at Blockbuster, and he is the Colonel. He's on a ranch.
I legitimately thought this was going to be a very different movie because I thought he was going to be
our
like
main-
the lead,
No,
like
that'd
some
be funny.
like weird, like old, dirty, hairy,
That would be funny.
like taking out ninjas. That would be pretty good.
But he's on like a ranch, and these are pretty much the only scenes that are filmed in the U.S.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is he's like on a ranch, and I guess he like dispatches like secret missions from this farm, is what we're supposed to believe, because
Yeah.
he has like secret agents that come. And he gives them like commands, and then they go and do stuff.
Well-
because he has like a sort of a secretary there. She's like, she doesn't really leave the
exercises a lot.
farm, but she like recruits people. So, well, it doesn't recruit people. She brings them in. So she brings agents in, because
Yeah.
what happens is like when she's she's like working out,
She's working out doing like yoga and
like,
aerobics.
and the ninjas show up at the farm,
Yeah.
and our geezer is. Sorry to say geezer. I know it's derogatory, but it's hilarious. So
It's not
I'm gonna-
derogatory in the UK.
I'm gonna keep saying geezer. So he's putting with a little tiny fucking like putt.
It's like 5 feet away.
Yeah, and
And
he's
the whole time, they're just surrounding him.
the ninjas are like slowly coming in, and then one of them just stares at him for like forever,
While holding, it's katana.
and they're on like a swivel.
They just
They
look,
just
they look
fucking
at each
keep
other.
looking at each other, and
They look
looking
back at him.
and then he slowly puts his putt away, and then he pulls out his shotgun.
Well, I think they're about to throw a ninja star at him or something.
Yeah, so he pulls out a shotgun and blasts one of them, and then the other one pulls out their sword and is like,
And blasts him.
and blasts them, and then he goes in, and she's like, what's going on?
She's on a supercomputer.
Yeah, it's like she gets intel from it, I guess.
It knows
Not-
everything.
In an action movie, you don't need to explain shit, so who cares?
Usually you do, but in this case, I'll forgive them.
Yeah.
But
let me rephrase that. In this movie, it doesn't explain shit, and I don't care.
it's a supercomputer that knows everything.
So they know of an agent that
Well,
they're going to go get.
The supercomputer tells them about the ninja attack.
And tells them that they stole like a top secret tape. Again, we don't know what's on it. And tells them that they need to go to Taiwan to retrieve it.
And that there's a guy in Taiwan, and they know just the person to go to Taiwan
And recruit him.
talk to him. And it's our dude. I don't remember anybody's name in this.
I don't either. It doesn't matter. He is from USA Ninja.
He is from
He's
USA
the bad
Ninja,
guy in USA Ninja.
and he's in this, and he is the first thing you see of him is him driving through Los Angeles
To go to a beach.
and then he exercises on the
starts
beach.
working out.
And then our secretary lady goes there.
You know what his role is in this is? To be just an absolutely fucking jack. Like,
But he's out of shape.
well, yeah, because the running joke is he's like out of shape. Like, I guess he's been out of the game. Which
I know it's
insane.
I know it's an 80s action movie.
He has like a full fucking six pack, like biceps from hell, like fucking. This dude is fucking jacked.
I know it's an 80s action movie, but it's just funny because like the first thing
he's massive.
they're
and
like,
they keep saying,
oh, you're you let yourself go. Like,
but he's massive. I get it's a joke, but holy shit.
I don't even know if it's a joke though.
I would never fucking call this guy out of shape ever.
But that's the thing is like I don't even know if it's a joke or if they're just like fucking with us.
If he's out of shape,
Yeah, listen.
I'm fucking like a fucking blob.
We're dead.
Yeah, we're fucking. If that dude is out of shape,
We're dead.
there's no fucking hope for us.
But he exercises on the beach, and then she shows up and strips down to her yoga outfits.
Yeah, and so like starts running with him,
And then tells him, "Come with me."
Yeah, she strips down to her yoga pants to literally have like a 5-second conversation
Yeah.
with him to say that the colonel needs him.
And then they go to the house, and the colonel tells them, "Go to
Go to Taiwan. There's a guy you're gonna have to infiltrate. So basically,
you'll pretend to be a boxing instructor."
because the next scene, because he is a boxer,
Yeah.
and so the next scene is he's training a group of people in this like coliseum,
Yeah.
and
And they're like, and there's narration, so the colonel's like, you spend enough time there, and you get like popular enough.
you'll get the attention of this guy, and he's gonna come to you, and then that's when you talk to him, and then you recruit him, and
But they're
you
old
work
friends.
with him. Yeah.
But yeah, the guy shows up.
Easy. So the guy shows up.
And then he's like, it's like, "Hi, how you been? Good. By the way, there's something going on. There's something with ninjas and a tape."
So they go to
cool.
they go to a teppanyaki restaurant, and they meet a girl named I don't remember.
Teppanyaki girl. That's her name.
Well, she is an important character.
She becomes way more important than I thought she would. I'll be quite honest.
I thought she was going to be a throwaway character, and thought she was going to like die at some point, but she does
But
not.
they bamboozle us
and
multiple
she is
times.
very important to the plot.
Multiple times they fucking play you.
So she's like kind of coy and like
Oh, because they have
they have the coin the string. So when that guy got strangled, they left the calling card, which is their symbol.
yeah.
It's like a bird and a Sakura like lotus.
And yeah, he shows it to her. He's like, "Do you know anything about this?" And she's immediately like sussed out.
When she goes over to, she's like, "Here, I'm gonna go do something." And she
before they go to the teppanyaki place, we see a bunch of ninjas training.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Because we have to introduce our main bad guy.
They're fighting, and one of the guys like I guess wins like the 20-person ninja fight,
And he goes in like kneels in front of this guy,
and he kicks his ass, and he's like, you should ask for pain, not
pray for praise or
not
something?
praise.
Yeah.
And then another guy, he just kicks his ass, and he's like, "You will never be a ninja."
And the guy's like, okay.
And he's like, he starts walking away, and the guy just takes a sword and kills him.
So
Then another his like assistant shows up, who is clearly just reading English phonetically.
yeah, well,
It's
like has never spoken a word of English in his
He
life.
looks like, if you watch this scene, he looks like he is in physical pain trying to speak English. Because they literally...
But he gets through it.
No, he gets through
To
it.
his credit,
He stumbles over a couple lines.
To his credit, though, you can understand every single word he says.
You get it.
You get the point, because he just is basically telling him that there's a problem.
Yeah.
That one of them left, like, the symbol, and two guys are asking a bunch of questions.
But
because the girl at the teppanyaki place snitched, and he got a call. And so, they leave. Let's see. No, okay, so what they do... Never mind, sorry. So they're still at the teppanyaki place, and the guy's like, okay, well, we're not going to kill them, but we're going to scare them.
Yeah.
Let's at least scare them so they'll stop looking into this, and we can go about our business with the tape.
They leave, and they're walking through a park, and they see, like...
2 strings of, like, acid.
No, they see 2 guys doing Tai Chi.
They have a quick conversation about Tai Chi.
And then they keep walking, and then, you see...
2, like, little drips of acid, and the guy's about to touch it, and he's like, no, don't, because he sees the...
It's like melting the ground.
Melting.
And then he sees the ninja up there.
Yeah, but these... So these ninjas and this guy, the main bad guy, did not know that these dudes were good at fighting.
Well, that's the problem.
They're not great, but they're good at fighting. So they can handle themselves.
They don't, like, outright kick the ninja's ass, but they beat them up enough to where they're kind of like, okay, we'll leave them alone. So then I also forgot before all this happens, he says he has, like, friends he can call.
Yeah. So because he says he has a friend.
Yeah, or a friend. I thought it was.
It wasn't friends. It's just he says a friend.
I know someone.
Yeah, I know someone. So, so we get 2 scenes. So our heroes go to a tea house.
Yes.
And they talk to a girl there that is going to help them.
And the whole time they're talking to her, there is a...
This is where we get this movie loves doing this, where we just get them talking and some random person is, like, clearly listening into their conversation. And then when the conversation is over, they look over.
There's multiple scenes of that, or where they're, like, walking and talking. And then there's, like, someone with a newspaper just standing there, and then, they walk away, and the person puts down the newspaper and just, like, stares.
Yeah, it's very clearly, like, they're being spied on.
But it's a guy who's just, like, he's, like, rolling tea leaves, and then, but there's a scene where they, like, zoom in. It zooms in on him, and he looks over at the camera and, like, smiles and nods.
It's meme worthy. I might actually put it up on.
It's incredible.
If I can find it, I'm going to put it up on our Instagram.
It's actually incredible.
But so she is like, I can't talk here. We'll go to a park and I'll talk there. And then we also get the bad guys. So the ninjas come and they're like, we failed. And they're like, how did you fail? Like, what the fuck?
They're stronger than we expected.
You're supposed to, like, scare them. And they're like, they're not scared. They're good fighters. And so he's like, okay, I'll call Brock. And so he phones Brock. And we don't see Brock for a while, but it's a good payoff when we do.
Listen, Brock gets there.
Brock is a real ball buster.
My balls are busted, let me tell you.
Yeah, I felt for Brock.
But
we'll explain in a minute. So the woman takes them to the park, and they're talking, and so the old dude,
one of our favorite martial arts movie tropes is the young old man.
This guy's pretty awesome, though. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty fucking.
Where
cool.
They have a younger actor, and they gray up his hair. And he's supposed to be the old, wizened, like, master, right?
Yeah, well, and so this guy he is that. So he explains to them that this is the Sakura clan, and it's, like, part of a bigger ninja clan. And they're really dangerous, and they kind of have the control over something. And he explains, like, why they're evil and what they do and all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So he's sitting down, and they show him the emblem, and they're like, okay, well, you need to figure out, like, who's controlling them, basically. And he's, like, talking. And
he says, I used to be a ninja.
It zooms in on his ear, and it wiggles.
Ninja ear wiggle.
And then he fucking pulls out a
boomerang,
silver boomerang, and throws it into the bushes, and a ninja falls out.
And then a bunch of other ninjas show up, and he, of course,
he dispatches all of them. Fucking a cakewalk for this dude.
And because basically what he tells them is that he used to be a ninja, and then he found out that they were doing, like, shady shit.
Well, he's like, okay, you guys need to learn
Yeah.
how to be ninjas.
I will teach you.
Because you're good at fighting, but you need to learn ninjutsu to even remotely have a chance against all these guys.
So, of course, he teaches them. He specifically, the big one that he emphasizes is he teaches them how to run with a straw hat.
There's a straw hat attached to them. And basically the idea is you need to run fast enough where it stays on your body by the sheer momentum of you running.
Of how fast you're running.
Because if you're running too slow, it'll fall off.
Or if you're too, sloppy.
Or if you're not, concentrating enough. And so he trains them with that. He also trains them to, harden their fists on, bales of hay.
Punching through it with not only fists, but also, digging your fingers in
and chopping wood in half with a sword.
And there's also, he teaches them, the smoke bombs. Very important.
Yeah, so it's just a giant montage of them training to be a ninja.
He gives them custom made outfits as well.
One's a green ninja and one's a red ninja.
He gives them Oni masks,
which are fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
And then what we found out later is his daughter is also a ninja.
She doesn't.
We did not know.
She really doesn't use any ninja skills until the end of the movie.
And then she finally.
But then she finally does. She finally reveals that she knows
she also has her own custom made ninja outfit,
which makes for the last 10 minutes of the movie is just
glorious.
So fucking good. But we'll get there. So now they're gonna go back to the teppanyaki place because they now have formulated a plan. They know that she's in on it, and so they go back, but the symbol's missing, and the girl is not there. The woman is not there, and so they send the woman in because the restaurant doesn't know the woman.
Yeah,
that they're hanging out with. So she goes in and gets information on where she is going. So they go.
Before this, there is a quick scene where they're in their hotel.
Oh, and they get attacked by, so there's a guy that brings in a cart of fruit.
They get attacked by him.
And a ninja, that's underneath the
He's
cart.
hiding underneath it, and our dude notices it right away. It's a little cart of fruit, but he notices right away that there's something up with it, so they stab through it. And they fight, and this dude gets his ass kicked. And there's a scene where he walks into the main bad guy's office, bloody and stumbling. And then he's even more salty.
Well, I think he fast tracks Brock because we get Brock in the next fight scene.
There's also a part where I think it was sometime before this where the main bad guy is in a hair salon.
Oh yeah, and our guy is well,
you keep failing.
The organization doesn't like this.
He's you failed again.
Because again, this is a sect of a bigger organization.
Yeah. And the guy's you failed again.
And he's you can't keep failing.
He's trust me, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
And the dude, he takes his cup of coffee and spills it.
I thought he was going to break the glass, but he just spills it.
And the guy gets so angry over his fucking coffee, he rips the armrest of his fucking salon.
He's my cappuccino! Fuck! God damn it! My Java!
But after this, there's a scene where they go...
So they go to the restaurant where they know this woman is working, right?
But it's after a boat race. No. They go to her house.
No, remember? Because they
go to her house. Because first they go to the house where she lives.
Oh, that's right. Because the teppanyaki place gave he gave her the address where she lives.
They go there.
So in
their grandma car.
It is a touristy, kind of a shooting the rodeo kind of vibe for a minute because they film a boat race.
This is after the house. Because they do the boat race.
That's when they're trying to find the restaurant.
And then they go to the restaurant.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of out of sequence. My bad. So they send
one of them.
Not the buff guy, not the really buff guy, but the other guy. Again, I'm sorry.
They drive there in their grandma car.
They send him in.
No, he goes on his own. He's just chill. I'll take care of this. And he goes in there and she just lets him in.
Well, and she's in her nightgown.
And he's talking to her. and then you see a door open, and some dude's like shoes just walking, and then it cuts to them in their car, and they're like,
I don't like this. Is taking too long. We gotta
go
in.
Let's go.
So they go in. He's knocked the fuck out. They wake him up, and they're like, he's like, he can't remember a lot.
But
right?
while he was there, he
found like a matchbook.
Yeah, and it
has a very distinct restaurant on it.
And then they're at a like. By the way, all this movie, they keep showing like shenanigans going on at the ranch. In America.
It wasn't really important to the plot.
Because it's not important.
Because it just keeps showing him doing random shit at the ranch.
Like, there's a part where while they're fighting in the hotel room, like, she's trying to call, and she can't get through because they're busy having a fucking ninja battle.
There's also a scene where he's, like, driving a tractor, and, like, she's basically updating him on what they know.
Yeah.
And where the tape is, because he's the one that wants the tape, so she's letting him know. There's also a scene where he's, like, he's about to fire his gun, and she's just exercising again.
Yeah.
It's like very unimportant scenes because it just wants you to show that he's still in it, like Colonel's still there.
Yeah.
Because he was there for a paycheck, so they need to show him
at least
a little bit.
Now, did the fight with the Brock happen right after they got attacked in the hotel? Were they chasing them out of the hotel?
Let's just say yes.
Okay. So yeah,
because I just want to go over the Brock fight.
So basically,
awesome.
They leave the hotel and they run up the longest flight of stairs I've ever seen in my life.
And they encounter Brock, who is a hick living in Thailand. He's a white hick,
and it's him and like a bunch of ninjas, and Brock just has a little like switchblade.
When he talks like a country yokel,
it's great.
And I can't remember the lines he says, but he just is.
He basically says like, "You're gonna die.
You're gonna die."
And they fight all these ninjas, and they're in their like outfits now.
Well, so yeah, they throw a smoke bomb down, and they're in their outfits, and they fuck everyone up.
But the best part is when they're fighting Brock, and after they get the upper hand, he tries running away.
And then they throw like ropes on the ground.
They look like fucking snakes.
They like snake around his fucking legs, and each of them takes a rope and spreads him fucking spread eagle,
and just starts running.
And starts running, and you're just like, what? Where are they taking him? And then you see a tree, and you're just like,
no way,
no
way, I'm not doing this.
And they're on either side of the tree.
Yes.
Now remember, they're spread eagling him.
It's completely spread,
and he's fucking being dragged towards this tree, and yep. Sure enough, they fucking smash his fucking balls into this tree.
And that's it. That's the scene.
It's fucking awesome.
It's incredible.
It's so fucking awesome. I was saying it reminded me of the scene in Hot Shots when they're like making fun of Bloodsport. And he like punches his balls so hard that the guy like spits out 2 walnuts and is all like high pitched. And he's like, "You win."
That's literally what happened. Might as well.
It's so good. Okay, so now...
But yeah, there's a scene where they're at a boat race.
They're at a boat race, and I don't know how they get the address of this restaurant. I think
I think they just go there.
They happen to go into the exact restaurant.
And he's like...
Where she's working.
And there's a matchbook on the table, and he's like, wait a minute. Why does this look familiar?
Well, so they see her, and they pull... like they're like, hey, does anyone else in this restaurant speak English?
And she comes in.
She comes in, and they pull her down, and they're like...
And it's the lady from the teppanyaki place.
They're like, we gotta talk. It's like the evil lady that ratted them out. And they're like, it's like the most mild fucking shakedown ever.
You have to help us.
Because they're like, we're gonna protect you. We're gonna help you.
Well, no, they take her away. They take her to like their hotel, and there's a guy who's like watching this the whole time.
Yeah, well, and I love it because they're like, we're gonna help you.
No, they take her to the hotel, and they're like,
we're gonna help you.
And the guy like,
we're gonna protect you.
The guy like yells at her, trying to like intimidate her.
We're gonna like do everything we can.
And she's
like cowering in fear.
She's like cowering in fear. He's like, we want you to thrive. And like,
you gotta tell us. We're gonna help you. We're gonna do everything we can for you.
So fucking scary. And then you hear like a whoosh,
and a fucking dart hits her in the chest.
And now I thought
she was dead.
Okay, she's dead. And then one of our guys goes outside and finds the guy hiding behind a fucking bush and fights him a bit. And then he comes in the room and he's like, "Did you get anything out of her?" He's like, "Yes, she gave us the location."
Well, no, she gave us the guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I know this guy. I
Yeah.
know where he is. So then they take the fucking granny car and they go to the place. And, well,
Oh no, she tells them the tape. So the tape has a formula
Yes.
that you could use to like supercharge crop growth.
yes, but in the wrong hands, you could destroy crop growth.
You could just make a bunch of people starve to death.
Like a famine.
Yeah.
And so she tells them that, and so they're going to go to this main guy's house. But she's still alive because they put her in the car.
Well, for now you don't see her. You just see them go to the guy's house. He climbs over
There's no one there.
and they're having a meeting where they're like, "I will now show you the contents of the tape." And you're like,
And it's just like,
what's on it?
it's just a blue screen with a formula just
With the world's
scrolling.
longest fucking chemical compound formula.
Just scrolling
endlessly.
endlessly.
These dudes just taking notes. And then they go to a bigger house.
Well, so now her name's Yukiko.
Yeah.
I remembered it. So now Yukiko's alive.
You're like, oh, she's alive?
She's in the
Okay.
car, and they just park and leave her there.
They're like, stay here.
And you don't know what's going to happen to her. They just kept her in the car.
So it's our two dudes, and they're the girl,
female friend.
the daughter of the ninja master.
Yeah, so they go into
They're
the...
both decked out in their ninja gear.
Well, now she's like in a purple
Yeah.
ninja
They
outfit.
both have color-coded ninja outfits.
Because she throws a smoke bomb into the fucking room where they're all doing the formula, and they all fucking die.
They're gonna knock the fuck out. They're gone.
Yeah.
And they take the tape, and they go outside and they fight.
Well, so they get chased by the guards, and they take out the guards really quickly, and then they like run away again, and they're underneath like an overpass.
Like a highway. And then
And our main villain is decked out in his ninja gear.
he's the black ninja.
He has a black ninja, and he has these spiked gauntlets
And
a bunch of fucking ninja gear that is fucking awesome.
the craziest thing though is how he shows up. Because our ninja master mentioned during the training tunneling.
You can tunnel or smoke bomb, and this dude decides to tunnel. So you see a fucking
if you see-
trimmer
Yeah.
style fucking like earth moving
Yeah.
thing, and he like pops out of the ground and fucking holds his sword and does like six backflips and fucking lands on the ground and is like ah.
And they fight, and it
is literally a 10
minute
fight scene. It is fucking awesome.
it's incredible.
They use swords. They use fucking... we'll do highlights of this fight. So, one of the highlights is just after they pull out the swords, this dude throws a smoke ball down, our main bad guy, and a bunch of a bunch of fucking dummies, like hay dummies, appear. So they start cutting down the dummies, and then there's just a row of like dummies.
Well, the way they do this is pretty cool because he cuts down one, and then you think that's it, and then like the dummy falls down, and there's one like positioned right behind it.
Well, like directly behind it. So they set him up so it looks like there's only one, but there's multiple in front of that
so
one.
he keeps cutting them down,
And the effect is really cool because every time he cuts one down, another one like is right there.
and it's perfectly positioned.
And it's fucking awesome. And then the final one, he's about to attack it, and it turns around and cuts him. And then you see him take off the hay mask. And then they keep fighting, and there's like sword fighting.
There's also
they
the
use
bit where
fucking like the
super like I don't even know. It's like he's on the ground, and he just like he fucking
paddles away.
Paddle like super ninja paddles away from being attacked.
But there's like these. They use the fucking like kunai with the rope on them. Like,
oh yeah, they try to do the fucking snake rope on him. Doesn't work.
They do the snake rope. Doesn't work. He fucking like just kicks their ass. Like, he kind of gets the upper hand because he cuts like the red ninja's leg.
And he throws the tape.
And he throws the tape. And then Yukiko, while they're fighting still, grabs the tape.
You just see a
she's
hand.
Still alive.
You see a hand come in the frame.
And then, so she's like trying to run away, and the main bad guy is chasing after her while they're chasing after him. And he's just holding his sword out in front of him while he's running.
Classic shit.
And he's finally like, give me the tape. And she like hides a dagger underneath the tape.
And you're like...
And I'm just like, this is like pretty baller. Like, she's gonna fucking have the final death
I was
blow.
like, I thought she fucking died. Is she gonna be the one that like... Because we didn't mention it, but he's also like, I guess she's like his mistress or something. I don't even know.
She's like under the assumption that if she talks, they'll kill her, basically, which they've already proven that they will try.
Yeah.
And so she wants out, right? Obviously, because she's giving them information. And so she takes the dagger, and she's handing him the tape, and then she stabs him in the abdomen. And he cowers back, and he's going to attack her.
And then all three of them.
And they block it. And then they fight more, and they just fucking keep cutting him over and over again to where he can't get up.
And then they just
start walking away with the tape.
And then he just takes out his he crawls toward his katana, takes it, and then is like, the Sakura doesn't accept failure.
And he seppukus himself.
And
he just fucking commits ritual suicide.
And then
while they're walking away,
we have our dude, the colonel, at the ranch, and he just takes the tape, and like you think he's gonna take it, throw it in the air, and shoot it, and he keeps it.
But on the supercomputer, she puts terminated.
They terminate the fucking super crop project.
Yep.
And movie.
Okay, so
is there anything else you have to mention?
I don't think so. I mean, it seems like a short review, but like I honestly, there's not like a ton of plot. It's just a lot of action sequences.
You just have to watch it.
The action sequences are like so well done for this caliber of movie. It is insane. That final 10-minute fight scene was hype. It was so fucking cool.
There's a part I completely forgot where one of them like launches across like the whole area. And they like...
Well, he's spinning and his trousers look like a fucking top.
I was going to say either that or he looks like fucking MC Hammer.
Yeah.
But they like just launch him and just spin him like 50 times through the air.
I'm telling you, the action sequences are fucking awesome in this movie. They're so good.
There's so much nonsense. It's great.
Like the last 10 minutes of that fight scene, like that 10-minute fight scene is such a white knuckle fucking just brutal, like awesome fight to me, like personally, because I love this kind of shit.
Yeah.
It was fucking like really cool to see. And 10 minutes for a fucking 80s action movie is insane for an action sequences.
10 minutes for some movie that I've never even heard of. Yeah.
A 10-minute, like, non-stop action sequence is fucking insane.
Yeah. For a little movie like this.
I loved it. I thought it was fucking awesome. The acting is a little, not great, but, it's... Who cares?
It's fine.
You know what you're here for. You're here for the action sequences. And those are well done. The plot is good enough to keep the movie going. Yes, I could have done without all the fucking stupid farm shit.
That was hilarious.
I don't know why they kept cutting to that. There was no fucking point.
You literally know why?
Well, because they hired the guy and they wanted to get all they could
because
out of
it's
it.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious how blatant it is.
Yeah.
It's just we have our name.
We have our named actor. We need him in the movie at least a little bit.
And Christ, it was maybe like hour 27-minute movie. Maybe 10 minutes of screen time.
Maybe.
It's kind of hilarious.
And he barely talks in most of the sequences.
Most of the sequences, there's literally one where he's like, he has like a pistol in a holster, right? And he's like cleaning a horse saddle. And then he just gets spooked for no reason. And then he looks outside and he sees his secretary jogging. And then he's like, oh, it's fine. And he turns around and a ninja pops in.
You know what my favorite one was? The one where he has the Sakura emblem and he has it on the couch and he picks it up, takes off his sunglasses.
Looks at it.
Puts back on his sunglasses, puts it back on the couch, and that is it.
That's it.
That's the whole fucking sequence. That's the whole fucking sequence.
Great.
Yeah. So that, listen, the whole movie is just like entertaining as hell. It's fucking... You're not going to have a bad time. It's an hour and 25 minutes. It's fucking awesome. The action sequences are well worth the ride. It's free if you have YouTube.
I mean, yeah.
So, I mean, if you like martial arts and you like B movies, you're really gonna have a good time with this one. I promise you.
Yeah, if you like this kind of nonsense, if you like ninjas, you really owe this to yourself.
Now, if you like this kind of shit, I think you need to watch this movie. It is fucking awesome. Sakura Killer is. It surprised me how good the fight sequences were, though.
Yeah.
Like, I legitimately love the shit out of that 10-minute fight sequence. It was so fucking good. So we'll just go to shitty to pretty.
9 out of 10.
It's a 9. It's not a 10 out of 10 because there are some.
It's almost there.
It was almost there. But yeah, 9 out of 10. I think it deserves it because again, it surprised.
For entertainment, yeah.
It surprised me how well done this movie was. For like it not being an American movie.
Well, that's the thing. Is like it kind of is.
It kind of is, but it was filmed in like Taiwan.
But 90% of it is filmed in Taiwan, and you just have that 10 minutes of fucking ranch nonsense.
But that kind of adds to it in a way, like you said. It's like it kind of like.
Well, it's just so blatant and stupid and funny.
It is dumb
because they just needed, I'm not kidding. It's almost funny that we even have a scene of our dude on the ranch interacting with our main guy. But
it only happens once.
But even then, for a movie like this, I was fully expecting to not have anything. Like them on the phone or something.
That's fair.
Because it's that kind of movie. It has that feel of like, okay, we filmed this, and then 90% of our film crew is off in Taiwan filming ninja shit.
Yeah.
But they had one scene where they play pool.
One scene.
And they play pool, and he tells our dude he's out of shape.
That's it.
And he tells them that, there's a secret tape, and you have to get our MacGuffin back.
Now, our main dude is not the greatest actor on the world.
No one in this movie is...
They're not highly skilled actors. Let me just tell you that. That might get a little frustrating for some people. I thought it added to the movie, to be honest, but...
It's very cute.
I did love it. I'm not going to lie. But there's a lot to like about this movie. There's very little to hate, in my opinion. But that's because I just fucking love this shit.
Yeah, there's really nothing... Like the acting's goofy, but there's nothing offensively
just a good
bad
buddy action ninja movie.
Yeah,
I'm all in. I mean, listen, I was all in when they met and I knew what it was gonna be.
When you realized that it was gonna be these two,
you fucking put all your chips into enjoying this movie. I knew I was gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
because they're both pretty likable characters.
Yeah.
Yes, the acting isn't great, but you like them. They're good guys, you know. They're fucking jacked as shit.
They're wholesome.
They're wholesome. They look the part, you know. They're good at their action sequences, and that's all you can ask.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's it. Literally, just entertainment value is fucking off the charts.
Yes, it's an action movie, so it's like, do we get our actors doing action? And the answer is yes. You do.
And they have very little of that stupid thing where it's clearly like a sped up shot.
Yeah. And I appreciate that.
They have very little of that, and it's the actual actors on screen, which I really appreciate, too.
Yeah. They're actually doing this stuff. It's not...
And, yes, some of it does look a little like they were, timing it, choreographed timing, which is fine. I don't care.
It's fine.
It looks cool, so who cares?
It's a ninja movie.
And, again, a 10-minute action sequence in a 1987 fucking movie.
A 1987 B movie.
Yeah. That is fucking insane.
It probably didn't even come to theaters. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So go watch Sakura Killers if that sounds like something you'd be really interested in, because I fucking loved it.
Because you should be. You should.
Yes. And I know it's a short review, but it was a good movie.
That's
so
what you assume that. You see a short review, you should know.
Yep, you should know that it's just good, and you should go watch it.
We don't have anything bad to say here.
Yeah.
And it's an action movie.
We don't have anything to shit all over.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Yep.
Because after your last movie, that's what we needed.
We do need just a movie that's just we can just sit back and enjoy.
We I don't have to. We don't have to get angry.
It's great. So yes, go watch it, please. Go on YouTube, search Sakura Killers. There's a lot of rips, so you can probably watch whichever. But we did the Tacky Theater one.
It was out of the ones I saw on YouTube, it was the best quality.
Yeah, so go watch that one if you want a good quality one, or go watch it on Tubi if you want that, if you don't care about ads. So yeah, just go enjoy it. For they mostly come out at night. This has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Ninja ear wiggle.
Ear wiggle. Remember, fucking young old man.
Young old man.